Kalani, what does this win over Utah mean for your program tonight?
Well, obviously, you guys know the streak that was going on, and I think there's just a huge sense of urgency from the fan base and from everyone, and it was just nice to get the win for the fans and get the win for our players. I'm just really proud of them, and it was a great night. Just want to thank University of Utah and their football team. That was a good game. I mean, we've been on the other side of these type of games, and I thought it was a good slugfest. And it was just really fortunate and really feel happy that we got the win. But still have some things to improve on. Got to enjoy this win, but then we got to put it away and get ready for the next one. But just really happy that we got this win.
Kalani, talk about that big fourth quarter drive where you went down and got that field goal to make it a two-score game.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked a touchdown, but just really proud of the team. Just proud of the guys sticking with it. I think the drive before that, it just seemed like this huge raindrops just coming down and got the ball really wet. We were nervous about throwing the ball because it was really heavy, and it just seemed like it just let up at the right moment. It didn't help on that drive, but I mean, we just knew that this game would come down and be tight. We don't want it to be, but it just seemed like there's some moments there where we could have easily folded and given in. And I give a lot of credit to our coaches, give a lot of credit to our players and leadership and guys getting it done. So it was a lot of fun. What a great night. Just so happy for the fans. Just really happy for them.
John and then Matthew.
Kalani, on third down tonight, you guys were 11 of 19 converting third downs. How critical was it to be able to sustain drives like that against a defense as good as Utah's?
Yeah, I mean, great defense. We talked about it from last week, improving and trying to possess the ball and trying to get more plays. We didn't have enough plays last week, and the fact that we had the possession and had more plays than Utah is a good sign for us. And a lot of that has to go with the complementary football that we play between our three phases and offense, defense, and special teams. And so, we took some risks, went for it on fourth down, and did some things that we thought would be helpful, and did some things on defense that were unique and different. And I give a lot of credit to A-Rod at the game plan and Fessy and the rest of the offensive staff, and give a lot of credit to Elisa Tuyaki, what he did with defense and with Ed Lamb and the rest of the group. I mean, I thought it was a perfect game plan. We didn't execute the best. I think there were moments where we could have tackled better still, and I think a lot of that had to do with the type of athletes that we're trying to tackle still from Utah. The running back made some great runs, and just got to keep working on staying on our feet. I think we got a little gassed out and tried to leave our feet thinking that we could take down great athletes by just throwing our body at them. So we'll get that fixed, but just love the fight in our players, and it was good to get this win.
Kalani, second game in the hall with multiple touchdown passes and no turnovers. What impressed you the most about his performance tonight?
I didn't hear all of the question. It kind of cut out. Say it again. Someone's performance.
What impressed you the most about Jaren Hall?
Oh, Jaren Hall. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many sacks they had. I got to look at that. But he was able to avoid pressure and by using his legs, and he was able to extend drives by using his legs. I mean, he can run. We know that, and it's a weapon that we can use, and he can throw the ball too. But I think you have to give a lot of credit to Utah's defense with their coverage and things that they did to mix it up and try to confuse our quarterback. But I like that he took care of the football. I like that our guys had great ball security. And we can always improve. That can always be even better, even though we didn't turn the ball over. We'd like to make sure that we secure the ball always. And I like what he did. I think Jaren's starting to really come into his own and feel really comfortable on the field. And I like the way he commands the offense and the way he runs drives. So still some things that he knows he can improve on and that we can do better on offense. But it's nice to have a guy like Jaren to make it work.
Sam, and then Norma.
Coach, over the years, we've seen you be a part of celebrations on the field after big wins. What was this one like for you, considering the history that these two schools have together and being out there with your fans and players to celebrate this win at the end there?
It was exhausting. I got really tired. I mean, I'm getting old, but man, it was just so much fun, and the energy that was in the stadium tonight. I miss our fans. I miss having them at home, and that was something special. You can hear them. They're really loud tonight, and they made a difference. I mean, the performance was a lot from what they brought to the table, and just so thankful for them. And I hope the fans know how much our players love them, and how much they love playing for them. Yeah, I mean, it closed in real quick when everyone stormed the field and I had to get out of there. But the crowd surfing, stuff like that, I probably could have done without it. There's probably some people with some hurt backs and necks right now from picking me up. But, I mean, I'm going to do whatever the fans want. So this is a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun in the locker room after this, and then we're going to go to work. We're going to go to church tomorrow, and then we're going to go to work.
If I remember correctly, last week BYU only gave up 3 penalties. This time around you had 8 for 65 yards. What was the difference this week that just kind of kept you guys off guard and just committing stupid mistakes, I guess?
Well, I mean, I think they did some things up front that I think kept our O-line off. We moved the movement up front, and different referee crews handle that differently, but I think once we got used to it, it wasn't an issue. But I think you have to give a lot of credit to Utah. They're great athletes, and they put us in some tough spots, and we made mistakes. I mean, the 8 penalties, we for sure want less than that, but I think they had 6, and so it was a back and forth game, and there's something to keep improving on. You know what I mean? And I think the ones that bother me the most though aren't really the part of the play and the holdings and stuff like that. It's the ones that were uncharacteristic of what BYU is about, the late hits and the unsportsmanlike conduct. That's on me. That's what I got to do better as a head coach to make sure that we're more disciplined in that aspect. And I thought we played better in the second half in regards to that stuff, but that's stuff that can't happen. We can't make those type of mistakes. I think those we had 3 of those. We had 2 late hits and 1 unsportsmanlike. So there's 3 penalties for 45 yards right there, and if we didn't have those, which are very easy to fix, then I think we're probably okay with the results, even though some of the mistakes we wish we could have back. But what I do like is that we saw better in the second half in that aspect of discipline, and our guys, we say we can overcome any mistakes with energy and effort, and I love the energy from everything that's on our sideline and the effort that I saw from the guys in the field.
Jared, and then Mitch.
Kalani, I wanted to talk about how you won this game. In a lot of the previous contests, they've been similar, but Utah's had the lead and maybe been able to out-physical you, particularly in the fourth quarter. Talk about the way the boys on both sides, particularly in the trenches, were able to handle that.
Well, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from playing football, and I go back to when we needed to get stronger and more physical from playing Wisconsin way back when, and our experiences of playing against Utah. Everyone knows they're a physical, strong team, and I mean, everybody knows my history. I coached there for 10 years, and so I know what they do there, and it's something that we want to have part of our identity, and so I think Coach Whitt does an amazing job with the identity of their team, and hopefully we can do something to make that part of our identity as well, being physical, playing strong. It was a back and forth. I mean, it was a slugfest. That's probably the best way to describe it. And I think we just made a few more plays than they did. Other than that, you're right. I like the way we ended the game. I like the way that we went down on that drive and ended up kicking a field goal. And I like the way we ran the clock out, and Tyler Algier and that O-line and Lopini Katoa. Those guys were physical. The tight ends blocking, receivers blocking downfield, and it's a lot of fun. It was good to be part of that, and very promising from a head coach to see that in their team.
Kalani, did you and Whit have the chance to exchange words? I know that there was a lot of fans on the field, but after the game, did you guys have the chance to exchange words? And if so, what did Whit say to you?
It was good. It was a really good moment. I love Kyle Whittingham. I love his family. I'm fortunate that he helped mentor me and brought me up in this college coaching game, and I really value our friendship. And so part of that is just keeping those moments private. I enjoyed that embrace after the game, and I appreciate everything. I told him, I can tell you what I said to him. I told him thank you for everything, and really appreciate him. And I told him I love him. And we're really good friends. We're close, and I just spent the question before explaining how we're trying to have that type of mindset and that type of identity, and he's been an amazing coach and a great mentor, and it just happens that he's at our rival school. And so yeah, that exchange is I don't know what else to say than I love Kyle Whittingham and his family.
Last two questions, Jay and then Jake.
Yeah, Kalani, in 2018 you had the big lead, and you
Thanks,
already
Jay.
mentioned they wore you down, and you got more physical in the last 3 years. But also you stayed aggressive tonight, especially Roderick with his play calling, and also with some of the blitzes that worked. Can you learn from that game that you applied tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thanks for the reminder, Jay. But I'm just giving you a hard time. No, it was. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't like to lose, but I love to learn. And anytime I can get better as a head coach, and I look at things that I can do differently, and anytime that I can keep endorsing that type of culture that we have in our team. We always talk about our culture of love and learn. You take moments where you lose, and you try to find a way to improve on it, and then you take moments when you win, like tonight, and you also try to find ways to improve. I'm all about learning, and I've made mistakes before, and I've had some troubles. But the one thing that I'm going to tell people is that I've learned, and I continue to learn. And the one thing I can say that I'm really proud of is that our staff did a great job. You mentioned the blitz package and everything. I hope everybody knows that was Elisa Tuyaki with the game plan tonight. Did a great job calling the game, and it was great to see him in motion. I felt really proud of him as a mentor of his, and just seeing him do his thing, and all the coaches, man. I love watching all the assistants on the sideline, doing their job and connecting with their players and having a lot of fun with it. And so just really, really thankful that I have a great staff that can make it work, and they're all just having fun with the fans. And so we try to learn as much as we can, stay positive as much as we can, even in the tough times. And when you do that, you learn and you improve, and it just becomes a part of you. So now we have the tough task of learning when we win, and that's something that I think we're up for the challenge. But I can.
Kalani, you've talked about the fact that you don't feel like this season needs to do anything to justify what you guys did in 2020, but do you consider this to be a benchmark win to kind of prove where you guys have come in terms of just your overall depth and strength of your program?
I don't know. I kind of struggle with that. I think we like our depth, and we've said that we like our team, we like the players on the team. But when you play this type of schedule and you're playing some tough P5s right away, you're going to have to test the depth. We know that coming into this, and that was part of the deal. In the years past that we've had to deal with that, and we had to go into our depth a little bit in recruiting and development. And so I like the way our team is right now. I like the depth, but it's an ongoing process. There's guys on our team right now that are really close to getting on the field again. And I mentioned that I like having more starters than the 11 on offense and defense and special teams, and I think we're really starting to get there. But that's hard to say when you don't get to test it out, and I don't really hope that we get to test our depth out. But I just like the urgency that our coaches have in teaching their guys, and I like the way they approach each week. This week we had a great opportunity for our players to focus on things, the words of Lavelle Edwards, about preparation, and that there's a will to prepare, and that's way more important than the will to win. And I was really proud of the way the guys prepared this week, and they came to work with every practice with a little bit more intent, a little bit more physicality, and man, it was a great sight to see as a head coach that I don't have to jumpstart that thing. That means that we have good leadership. We lost a lot of great leaders that went on to the NFL, and it's nice to see that things still roll when we have great leaders continue to lead along the way. So, yeah, just really happy, guys. Man, just really happy. I can't wait to learn from this game and get better next week.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, we're out. Thanks, guys.